welcome to America Reads Fun Learning Activities. My name is Cam, and I am a college student who absolutely loves learning. I create activities for kids like you who like to build up their brain power while having fun. Here at America Reads, we focus on creating exciting activities related to reading, writing, and math. Thank you for joining me today. I'm really excited that you're here because today we're going to be talking about some pretty interesting stuff. Today, we will work on estimating lengths using units of inches, centimeters, feet, and meters. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello and welcome. Today, we are going to be working on an important standard, Standard 2.MD.A.3, which is all about estimating and measuring lengths. Today, I'm going to introduce you to 4 important units of measurement. For reference, a unit of measurement is a system for determining how big or small something is. The unit of measurement that you use changes depending on what you are measuring. The first unit of measurement we will discuss is the inch. An inch is roughly the size of a large thumb. If we look at the ruler on the screen, we see that the top of it is marked by inches. Meanwhile, the bottom of the ruler is marked by centimeters. A centimeter is smaller than an inch. In fact, an inch is equal to exactly 2.54 centimeters. In other words, an inch is more than double the size of a centimeter. As you can see, a ruler is marked by inches on one side and centimeters on the other. For reference, all of the marks you see on the ruler, all the lines on its sides, are called hash marks. We are going to use these hash marks to find out how long the notebook on the screen is. To accurately measure an object, we start off by placing the 0 hash mark exactly along one of its ends. In this case, we are going to place the 0 hash mark on one of the ends of our notebook. Note that we have to make sure that we align the object, in this case, our notebook, against the ruler. To determine how long our object is, we have to see what hash mark the other end of the object lines up with. What number aligns with the other end of the notebook? The one that is not next to our starting point of 0. 10. That's right. And what unit of measurement are we using? Inches. Great job. By measuring this notebook, we discovered that it is 10 inches long. The next unit of measurement we are going to discuss is the foot. A foot is bigger than an inch. In fact, 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. Did you know that people actually used to use their feet to measure things? We stopped doing that because it was not an accurate way to determine length. People have different sized feet. That said, a foot, 12 inches, is roughly the size of a large foot. We use feet to measure all kinds of things. And when I say all kinds of things, I do mean all kinds of things. We use feet to measure the depth of a swimming pool or how high an airplane is flying. Finally, the last unit of measurement I want to introduce you to is the meter. A meter is larger than a foot. To help you visualize it, a meter is about the width of a large fridge. A meter is roughly 3.28 feet. In other words, it is more than 3 times the size of a foot. Now that we have a basic understanding of these 4 primary units of measurement, why don't we take a stab at a couple of practice problems? For our first problem, we will take a look at the paperclip that just popped up on the screen. This paperclip is 1 inch long. We are going to use paperclips to determine the length of the binder depicted. If each paperclip is 1 inch long, and it takes 12 paper clips to line the edge of the binder, how long is the binder? If it takes 12 paper clips to border the edge of the binder from one end to the other, that means the binder is 12 inches long. 1 times 12 is 12. Great job! Are you ready for question 2? Here we go. Alrighty, now we want to find out how long the happy birthday banner on the screen is. We are going to measure it using feet. Do you remember how many inches go into a foot? 12. Great. If a footprint represents a foot, how many footprints do you think we will need to border the edge of the banner? How many feet long do you think the banner is going to be? Make an educated guess. Alrighty, hold on to that guess in your head. Let's see, we're gonna count out some feet. It looks like the banner is 7 feet long. Each footprint depicted is representative of 1 foot. If we count, we discover that it takes 7 footprints to go from one end of the banner across to the other. Now, before I ask you a couple more questions, I want to make sure the units of measurement we covered are still fresh in your mind. It's review time! Remember, so far we have talked about inches, centimeters, feet, and meters. The smallest unit of measurement we talked about is the centimeter. It takes 2.54 centimeters to make an inch. An inch is roughly the size of an inchwort, or a large thumb. 12 inches equates to a foot. Finally, we talked about meters. Meters are the largest unit we will be discussing today. A meter is equal to about 3.28 feet. Now that we took a moment to refresh our memories, let's move on to our final 2 questions. Question 1. What unit of measurement would you use to measure a door? Would you use centimeters, inches, or feet? Feet. If someone asked you to measure a door like the one on the screen, it would make the most sense to measure it in feet. Since centimeters and inches are so small, it would take lots of counting to figure out how long the door actually is. A foot is a larger unit of measurement. Using it would not be as difficult or time-consuming, and it would require less counting. Know that the bigger an object is, the larger its appropriate unit of measurement is. I really want you to remember that. The larger an object is, the larger its standard unit of measurement will be. On the flip side of that, the smaller an object is, the smaller its standard unit of measurement will be. Now that we know that, I'm going to ask you to answer our final question of the day, which is a word problem. Here we go. Our friend Dylan loves collecting things he finds on the beach. During a recent trip to the beach, Dylan found a small shiny seashell. He's curious about how long his seashell is. Should he try measuring his seashell in centimeters, feet, or meters? Centimeters. Since the object Dylan is trying to measure is so small, he should use a smaller unit of measurement. In this case, the most reasonable option would be to measure the seashell in centimeters. His treasure is simply not large enough to measure with feet or meters. Now we're all done with questions for the day, but I want to say great job, and thanks for participating. Well, I wish I could keep learning with you all day. It's time to say see you later. That said, thank you so much for learning with me today. I had so much fun, and I hope that you come back to learn with me again sometime soon. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions. Also feel free to like or subscribe. Better yet, go ahead and do both. We will be back with new and exciting videos shortly. In the meantime, stay safe and keep on learning.